Hi, Paul Plumb here with the Chamber Development Council of Crawford County, bringing you your first Crawford County Connect podcast, here with Mariah Nutt, our office manager. We are going to get started in just a second. I'm going to hit the intro and we'll get going.
This is Crawford County Connect, the podcast that brings you closer to the heart of Crawford County, brought to you by the Chamber and Development Council of Crawford County. Our mission is to foster connections, celebrate local stories, and explore the diverse tapestry of our region. From the rolling hills to the bustling streets, Crawford County is alive with history, culture, and the spirit of community. Whether you're a longtime resident, a newcomer, or simply curious about life in our corner of the Midwest, join us as we dive deep into the fabric of our county, uncovering the tales of its people, business, and organizations that make it thrive. Through engaging interviews, insightful discussions, and captivating narratives, Crawford County Connect will be your guide to understanding the past, navigating the present, and envisioning the future of our vibrant community. So sit back, tune in, and let's embark on this journey together as we connect, inspire, and empower one another through the stories of Crawford County, Iowa.
All right. Thanks, folks. Welcome. Thanks for being here. Thanks for tuning in. Like I said, here with Mariah Nutt, our office manager, and I am Paul Plumb, the director at the Chamber and Development Council of Crawford County. So glad you're tuning in. Just went to our first go at our podcast room here. Something new in our office. We have taken a small area down in our Ignite incubator space and turned it into a podcast area. And we're going to be doing a podcast along with having it open to the public to come in and rent out the space and try their own podcast. If that's something you're interested, Mariah, this is exciting. What do you think?
Yeah, everyone, welcome to the first ever CDC Podcast. We're excited to bring you some behind-the-scenes details of what we all do here at the Chamber and Development Council of Crawford County. I'm just excited to be on for our first episode.
Yeah, it's great. One of the things we'll be talking about here this first go-around, a question we get, what exactly do you do there at the Chamber and Development Council? Better known as, we can just refer to it as CDC. I think that's what everybody thinks of us as locally here in the county. But kind of three things that we focus on here: Chamber of Commerce, and then we have tourism under our umbrella, and also economic development for the county. So, Mariah, you kind of lead the chamber charge there. Why don't you tell us what you do there with that?
So the chamber, I'm the office manager, so I do a lot. I do all of our finances, all of the accounting, and then also help support members and all of our communications, our newsletter, our social media, and trying to just keep everyone up to date on all the happenings. And then we also do have a lot of events that we plan that I'm kind of usually behind the scenes organizing and making sure all the details come through.
Yeah, great. And maybe first off, maybe we should give it a little background of what we've done in our past and how long we've been here and that type of thing. Go ahead with yours.
Yeah. So I graduated from Charter Oak Ute High School in 2014, and then I went on to Wayne State College, where I majored in fashion merchandising and minored in business administration. It was honestly kind of always my end goal. I always wanted to open up my own boutique. And then my path kind of just went a little bit different. I felt I couldn't do that straight out of college. I don't know why I felt that way. You sure can. But I ended up going. I had also worked at the local bar for quite a while. So I kind of know a little bit about the food industry. Not a lot, but a little. And after college, my first job, I worked in marketing at a casino. That was definitely interesting. And then after that, I found a job at a local bank as a teller. And then in June of 2021, I was hired at the Chamber. So I've been here since June of 2021. And it's only been 2.5 years, but there's been lots of changes that have happened over the last few years. I live in Ute. I know that's a little bit away from Denison. Only 30 minutes, but we have always came to Denison for all of our stuff. So I've always been around Denison, know it very well, know a lot of the people. My parents are Amy and Corey Masick. A lot of people know those names. They used to own the AK Corral in Ute. So yeah, that's I live on a farm with my husband and our one son, Callan, and it's kind of our family farm. My grandparents lived there, and then my parents lived there and raised us, and now we get to live there. So that's kind of just a little fun fact about me, and I'm a pretty open book. So if you ever want to know anything more, I'd sure share it.
Perfect. I'll give you a little of my background. Grew up locally here also from the Kirkman area is where I grew up in the country out there. Went to Irwin Kirkman, so that kind of dates me as to my age, and graduated there. Went to college down in Abilene, Texas for a couple of years, and then went to Wayne State and graduated from there.
Woo, Wayne State alum.
Yeah, go Wildcats. But after that, went out to started my career with Walmart. Was an assistant manager. Went through their training program, and then opened a restaurant up in the Okoboji area, Spirit Lake area, a little sandwich shop and pizza place, and did that for quite a few years. And then started with Arnold's Park Amusement Park after that. So actually had a little bake shop with that too as a side business with that with the restaurant. So I've been here about a year, a little over about a year and a half now almost. But started in August of 23, it would have been, I guess. And so we've been through at the park. We also used to count our number of years by summers. Here we probably count it by number of barbecue fests.
Yep.
So I've been through a couple of those. Mariah's been through 3. So that's a great event we'll talk about that later on, I'm sure. But a fun event that we do, and so that kind of gives you our background. And then we can go back to maybe another person in our office is Tammy Long. She's a tourism coordinator. Been here just a few months now, doing a great job. But I'm sure she'll be on a future podcast and tell you a little bit about her background. But so she covers the tourism side, and then I covered the economic development side. Things with working with trying to bring new business to the communities in the county, and then also working with housing and those types of things. That got some exciting things happening there that we'll talk about in future podcasts too. So we're excited about that. Where do we go from here, Mariah?
I think we could maybe talk about kind of the structure and how the CDC works. I think a lot of people don't know that we are funded by the county, the city, and then also memberships help fund us. So I just think it's a really interesting dynamic that not all you'll see in all chambers. If you ever look at a chamber structure, we're kind of lucky in the fact that we get funding from 3 different sources. But it's still, all that funding is very important to us. And sometimes, we're a small team and we don't necessarily have a lot of funding from those sources. So we can't always do the projects and the things we wish we could do. That's sometimes what holds us back is our resources, time and money. But that's kind of everyone.
Everybody. You talk to our members, they'll tell you the same thing, I bet. But yeah, we're so happy with what we do get from our partners, and hope that we are serving them well along with our members. So, if you ever consider, if you're not a member, considering being a member, make sure you give us a call. We can talk to you about that and have some things that have some things that note for next time. Put your phone on silent, right? But we have some great plans that you become members and hopefully get the value that those entail. So, go ahead, Mariah.
I think too, my advice for members, if you're listening, or new members or people who are thinking about becoming members, my advice would be to put in what you want out. We don't always know your problems, or we don't always know what's going on, or we don't even know sometimes what is happening in other communities. We are a countywide chamber, and we do try to promote things that are happening in other counties, but we need that to be shared with us, and we need open lines of communication from all ends. So if you're one of those people in the communities who's a spearheader of all that stuff, please reach out to us. If you're a member who wants to be involved more, please come to our events and just stay involved, or stop by our office. Our doors are always open. We love to have visitors.
We're at 109 North Main here in Denison, and Yeah, like I said, open 8:30 to 5 Monday through Friday. So, like Mariah said, stop by anytime. We'd love to talk to you and see what you have going on. And I'd reiterate, a lot of our members put things on their Facebook page, but we don't see that all the time. Facebook shows, even if we're following them, Facebook shows it to only less than 10% of the people that are following them. So very important to let us know what you have going on, and we'll certainly help you promote that.
I think another unique thing that we do, we've kind of talked that our office covers tourism, the chamber, and economic development. But we also have support for small businesses and RLF loans. That's kind of more Paul's area of expertise, so I'll let him touch a little bit more on that.
Yeah, sure. And we'll probably go into the depth. We'll probably have some podcast about that alone, and be well worth the time of doing that, talking to folks. We work a lot with. We have our own revolving loan fund, a smaller one, which helps with some gap funding. It's called if business is starting a new business or buying new equipment, that type of thing, and their bank says, we can't finance 100% of this, but we can finance 90%, and we can help you find that other 10%, or more than likely it'd be we'll finance 80%, and the bank says they'll finance 80%, and then you would have to have some skin in the game probably at that, and do 10% yourself, and then we'd look at finding the other 10% and trying to help you out there. So that's kind of the high level of that, but we'll talk more detail when we get into those podcasts and get some other people here. We work a lot with Region 12 over in Carroll too. They have some revolving loan funds too, and also work with the state on some programs. So a lot of things out there that people can at least look at and try to find.
Yeah, and if you're not ready to come in and talk to Paul about getting a loan, we do have a lot of great resources on our website, a lot of links to websites that have already kind of done that legwork and have the resources available. If you go to cdcia.org and on the top little tab, click on Business Assistance and Funding. For small businesses or startups or any business really, not even small businesses, you can find a lot of great resources there before you come in and talk to Paul.
Yeah, one of the things we're looking at doing with this podcast is keeping the community informed about things that are going on, having people in that are having events. What events do we have? I know we have a week from Saturday on the 8th of February we have legislative coffee. So that'll be we've done that for quite a few years. I think ever since you've been here for sure. I think,
yep,
Mariah.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
I know before I was here it happened. Yeah. I'm not sure how many years though.
Yeah, I was a rookie at them last year, but now kind of have been through a couple, so know what we're doing. So our local legislators will come in, and the communities can come in and visit with them, and they'll basically just give an update of what is going on at the legislative session this year. And people can comment, and definitely not a debate scenario. It's a place where you can just learn more. We're probably pretty lucky that being in a rural area like this, that our legislators are willing to do that. And I don't think that happens a lot in the cities and that type of thing. So ours are very good about coming here, and not only here but the other counties that they serve on those. So that's Saturday the 8th at 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Right here at the CDC office.
Yep, and then we'll have two more after that too. So we'll have 3 legislative coffees total for the year. So the next, like you said, February 8th, 10 a.m. at the CDC, and then March 8th, again 10 a.m. at the CDC, and April 12th.
That sounds right.
Okay, April 12th. We'll talk about it again before.
The second Saturday of those 3 months.
Yep, 10 a.m. all at the CDC office. So I think another thing a lot of people don't know about Chamber is that one of our missions, or however you want to say it, is political advocacy. So we don't necessarily go out and lobby, again, time and money, but we can kind of connect you with those resources and let our local legislators know if you're struggling with something. I know one thing I always bring up to local legislators is credit card charges, because that's killing small businesses lately. So it's been on their list, but just know that the Chamber does have those connections, and we're willing to let our legislators know what your issues are.
Yeah, especially we are advocating for businesses in the area, so those things we do have a membership of groups that do have lobbyists, so that is a good thing to know, and that we can at least bend their ear a little bit about our thoughts and what's best for our communities. Well, what else we got?
So that's our next event coming up is the legislative coffees. And then after that in April, we're going to check the date real quick. It's on a Wednesday. Sorry, everyone.
That's right. While you're looking that up, I'll put a plug in, not our event, but a Denison event that's going to be happening here shortly. St. Patty's Day parade, and they're expanding that to more than that. Maybe some entertainment and those types of things going on. We'll hopefully have somebody from that group come in and tell us more about that. So look forward to that. That'll be Saturday, the 15th of March.
Yep. So I was going to mention the Women in Business Luncheon. That is on April 23rd. It is a luncheon for any woman. You don't have to be in business. I mean, you don't have to own a business is what I mean. You can be an employee somewhere. You can have your own business. You can be whatever. But Women in Business Luncheon, usually $15 a ticket. We don't have all that out yet. But usually it's $15 a ticket. Staley's Catering caters. It's usually at the stables. Kind of just a fun little event. There's a speaker. Kind of just one of those, a chamber event, I guess you could call it. Great networking, make great connections. So yeah, that's kind of on our spring. And then in March too, we'll have some type of retail promotion. We don't have all that kind of worked out yet, the details to be released, but we'll do a retail promotion in the spring, and that kind of sums up our spring, I would say.
Yeah, speaking of WIBIO, how about Galentine's?
Yeah, the Women in Business Impact Organization, WIBIO for short, is having a Galentine's Day event on February 13th at 5 p.m. at the Old Fashioned. We're inviting anyone to come. It's kind of just an open-ended invite for any woman. Again, you don't have to be in business. You can just be... Our goal is to just make Crawford County a better place to live, work, and play. So if that's something that you are passionate about or want to help with, come join us February 13th at the Old Fashioned at 5 p.m. to learn more about WIBIO.
Super, yeah. The Old Fashioned, what a great new addition to the community here in the last year.
So fun. I love it there.
Yeah, they've done a great job. So, maybe that's enough for our first go around here, Mariah. What do you think? You have anything else?
Of course, Tri-City Barbecue Fest. That's one thing we kind of have mentioned but haven't dove into. That's our big event for the year. Big tourism draw here in Crawford County. There's free concerts. There's food trucks. There's a KCBS barbecue competition. There's a huge kids zone. And then just a bunch of little other fun things going on during the event. And that is on September 19th and 20th this year, 2025. It's on a Friday and a Saturday. Right now, we're kind of in the works of lining up all the bands. We can't quite share that information yet, but we're working on it, and I think we're going to have some exciting acts.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. We're, really, there's something for the whole family there at that event. Just a fun event for the whole family. A lot of some great entertainment, usually every year. In our 11th year.
Yep, 11th year.
So that's exciting. A lot of those events like that don't make it that long. So we're excited that we have the support of our sponsors for that event, support of the community, and just a great event for family fun and
to show off Denison a little bit.
Yeah, it really does. The idea was we're a meatpacking town back from way back when, and that we have a lot of more than that to offer, but the meat theme of that kind of draws people in, and something that people can come from out of town. The state always says in their advertising that somebody who doesn't move to one of the main ways somebody moves to a town is because they came there for an event like that or just visited. So kind of a real neat event to lead into that.
Yeah, and I've heard our uptown retailers say that they maybe don't see an influx of business during Tri-City Barbecue Fest. People aren't there necessarily to shop, but people will come back a month or two or however long later.
At Christmas.
Yeah, and say, I was here for Tri-City Barbecue Fest, seen this when I was here, and wanted to come back and shop. So those are really cool stories to always hear.
Yeah, and that's the whole idea of events like that we put on. We want to bring people to town, not only to see Denison, but to shop at our vendors, buy gas at our gas stations.
Stay at our hotels.
Stay at hotels, you bet. Everything like that. That's the whole tourism side of things. But
I think we could talk about tourism and like how economic development and how they all kind of intertwine all day long. We'll have to do an episode on just that.
We will, for sure, yeah.
It's even with the state, at the state level, the Iowa Economic Development Authority houses Travel Iowa. So even at the state level, they see the importance in economic development of tourism.
They do. And that'll probably be another podcast, is having them with us. And, they've got a website that's getting 1 million hits a year, well over 1 million hits a year. So, all the restaurants locally in the county should be on their website, just to, make sure that people know that you're out there, that type of thing. But there's so many things we can do. If you have things that you want us to talk about on our podcast, be sure to reach out. If you want to be on it, even better. We love having new members. It's a work in progress. Like I said, it's our first one right here. Just getting things going. It's been a kind of a long journey to get it here, but it's nothing fancy. Don't expect to come into anything really high end, but it's something that definitely works, and we're gonna have a lot of fun with it, I think.
Yeah, for sure. So since we're kind of ending here, I would like to encourage everyone to follow the CDC on Facebook. We try to post on there pretty frequently, and also sign up for our newsletter. We have a weekly events and update newsletter that anyone can subscribe to. It's open to, it's free, and it's not just for our members. We do have a members only newsletter, but we have one that goes out weekly, available to everyone. So if you want to sign up for that, you can go to cdcia.org/newsletter. And it will, you just click a link and put in your email address, and it will get you signed up. And also just check out our website in general, cdcia.org. There's a lot of information on there that I think a lot of people could find useful, or maybe don't even know about.
Yeah, super. Good point. The one last thing I would like to point out too, if you are interested in sponsoring this podcast, reach out to us. Give me a call or email me, pplum@cdcia.org. And we can talk about that. Or if you want to be a sponsor for the podcast room here, the everything that you hear in those intros and outros, that would be something that would be, we would thank you as the lead sponsor of this. So once again, thanks folks for joining us today, and please reach out and let us know other events we can put on here. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, everyone.
As we wrap up another episode of Crawford County Connect, we want to extend our heartfelt gratitude to our listeners for joining us on this exploration of our vibrant community. We hope that you've enjoyed the stories, insights, and connections shared today. Remember, the conversation doesn't end here. Stay connected with us on social media and visit our website at www.cdcia.org. From there, you can stay updated on upcoming episodes, events, and opportunities to engage further with Crawford County. We also want to extend a special thank you to the Chamber and Development Council of Crawford County for their support in making this podcast possible.